too late. 1 hour later than I'd planned. My back hurts.
Jernbanetorget. Stortorvet. Ja, der er omtrent startet A. Ja. Og så på midten er som står med veska og langt for. Der ser det King Crimson med K.
Det er hyggelig at du er her igjen, Morten, og det er alltid en stor glede. Håper du finner noe bra i år. Vi har AHA fortsatt, så dette skal gå bra.
Happy Record Store Day.
Takk.
Hvor alfabetet fungerer her, så kan vi begynne med
Det her Ane begynte.
Hva da?
Var det her Ane begynte?
Ja, jeg starter A, ja.
Takk.
Og Sisters of Mercy. Jeg skal sjekke.
Not a word that passed between us comes to call. Just your shadow. If you ever get the time, it's a lock that can't be broken, and there isn't any key.
Ja, ok.
Film meg, jeg vet ikke.
Happy Record Store Day, everyone out there. Morten Åstad here with another Record Store Day video. It's Saturday, the 18th of April, and we're in Oslo, Norway, and I got up to go to Record Store Day at our wonderful record store here in Oslo, Big Dipper. Now, sort of full disclosure, this day has been a bit of a roller coaster for me. Mostly just myself to blame for that. As most other people, I'm not speaking for everyone in the vinyl community. I was, of course, looking very much forward to this year's Record Store Day. On a personal point, I'm in a sort of a transition phase as far as my employer for the past nearly 20 years goes and so on. So things are, you know, a little more, let's say, interesting than what I may have wanted them to be. So I decided, I went to Big Dipper yesterday and just had a quick chat with one of the great people there, and I bought some plastic sleeves ahead of time. And yeah, I got a good feel for it, and then I tried to go to bed early last night. And I did wake up as early as I had planned, but my back was, of course, not, let's say, cooperating this morning. So I ended up leaving here an hour later than I had planned. So already then I was thinking, you know, typical thoughts from Morten, which were, yeah, let's say I was despondent to say the least. Sorry, had to close the window. Saturday morning, quite quiet out, but it was a bit more noisy than I had anticipated. So when I got to Big Dipper, the line was already longer than anything I've experienced before. Not that much, but it made me go all negative. And if anyone picked up on that, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's this one record, this Record Store Day, that I wanted above everything, and you know, everything else was subordinate to that. And I build up these scenarios, and there's many reasons for that. So I stood in line. I was lucky that I could lean on the wall. And I was in line, yeah, roughly an hour, 5 minutes before opening. And when they did open, the line went quite quickly. And I wish I had filmed that. One of the first people out of the Record Store Day was, I think it was, it was a young woman who sort of ran across the street with her, bag from Big Dipper, and she did one of those jumps in the air where she, clicked her heels, kind of a Dick Van Dyke window sweeper kind of a Cockney thing there, and I heard a little bit of a muttered laugh through the crowd, and got in to the store, and I managed to say hello to the manager, to Andreas, before he went and did other work inside. So I went straight for the letter of the band I was looking for, and he had already said, "Oh, we have plenty of that," and it wasn't there. And my optimism was again swept right away. Luckily, the woman standing next to me noticed my despair and said, "What were you looking for?" And I told her, and she said, "Well, those are up behind you on the wall." So some of the titles they were obviously more excited about than the others were displayed on the wall, and I got my record, and then I got another one, and I was finding more or less everything that I had as my top 4 once. But then I also found all my backups. One of the 4 I didn't get, and he said they are going to get it hopefully next week. And that was I think it's very early recordings on an EP by Pavement. So, hooray to anyone who got that out there. So I left there, having spent more than I should. I really shouldn't have gone in there and spent anything, but I haven't gone and bought records for the past month from Record Store from my own pocket. Really, I've been using some gift cards for some must-have titles, and a couple of the other records that I have received over the past month have been pre-orders. So I didn't feel all too bad about that, but I did spend quite a lot. So what did Morten get for Record Store Day 2026? Well, I am going to show you now, and I'll do that in reverse alphabetical order. That way, the record I'm most excited about getting will be the last one I show you. So this one was one of my backups, and to be honest, I hadn't been very surprised if they didn't get this, because this is a British Record Store Day release, and they tend to keep them to themselves. We have an easier time here in Norway getting American Record Store Day titles, it would have seemed, over the past few years. So this is Intimism by Nicky Wire. And in some ways, this is a blind buy. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I've been looking for a CD of this for quite a while, and as far as I know, this is the first time on vinyl, Record Store Day exclusive, green marble vinyl. And Nicky Wire, of course, is the bass player and the main lyricists from Manic Street Preachers. Those of you who know me know that I love Manic Street Preachers, and I have a big thing for Welsh artists. And Manic Street Preachers I've been a fan of since, Motorcycle and, the debut album and all that time, and some ups and downs through their career. So like I said, I don't know what this is going to sound like at all. This might be some minimalistic pling plong proc for all I know, but for someone who's, collects Manic Street Preachers, I try to grab whatever I can when I come across it. And I'm only missing one of their studio albums on vinyl now, in case someone has a copy of Journal for Plague Lovers sort of just lying around. Let me know that you have one and that you won't part with it. I wonder if this is in the UK also is a release for what's it, the War Child Foundation? Maybe not. I think I'll leave the shrink wrap on. This video is already longer than it should probably. So yeah, there's the inner sleeve. When was this originally released? It's not that old, 2023. So I guess I hadn't been looking for it for that long. And there is the vinyl. Oh, sorry, Nikki. And with the song titles on the other side. Next up is my biggest surprise today. Well, aside from the fact that I managed to get the records I wanted. Every time this band releases a record for Record Store Day, which I now think is either the 5th or 6th time, these records are not sent to Europe. And I managed to get one because it was reissued normally after. And I was very happy about that because it was actually cheaper than it would have been on Record Store Day. And then suddenly we get one of them after all. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I probably read that this band was releasing something for Record Store Day, and I just dismissed it because we won't get it here in Norway anyway. But they had it. They had several copies. This is Thievery Corporation with Culture of Fear. And I love Thievery Corporation. They are so cool. And I now have all of 3 of their records on vinyl with this one. So the hype sticker, Thievery Corporation, Culture of Fear, a 2 LP color-etched art vinyl package, so that probably means 3-sided. 6 studio album featuring Mr. Liff, Ras Puma, Shana Halligan, Lulu, Sleepy Wonder, and more limited edition with new etching on side D. So yeah, you got to see here. Yeah, I'm removing the shrink wrap for this one because it's a gatefold. And don't be surprised if I don't stick to that and end up doing that on all the others as well. Quite a few people coming up and asking people in line, what are you in line for? Records? Really? Here we go. The gatefold. Okay, that was cool. So we have inner sleeve art and a lot of wordage and gorgeous red. Looks like that. Less than wholesome, fairly artificial, as we say in Norway, soft, which I guess you guys call Kool-Aid over there. We used to get when we were kids, full of color additives. You're not allowed to put in stuff over here anyway anymore. I'm sure. Here we go. Here we go. And this one doesn't have any color, but it does have the etching, which is made to look like a camera lens, I would guess. So I'm hoping those of you who are now in bed, sleeping across the pond, will have a wonderful Record Store Day, and those of you who are sitting in line, freezing your, tuchuses off, are also having a fun day. There was one guy in line when he came out of the shop. He had been in line since. Maybe I heard wrong, but I think I got the impression that he had been in line for 7 or 8 hours and was first in line. And he was running out of there with a big bag of records, and he was getting to the airport because he had traveled from Kristiansand on the south coast of Norway to be at this Record Store Day. So that was pretty awesome. Next up, we have The Tears. And I must admit that I thought about this like a couple of days ago because someone was showing it, and I remember, oh yeah, I must have forgot to look for The Tears. And so when I saw it, I was, oh, that was before I got surprised by the Thievery Corporation. And I think they only had one copy of this when I got around to it. So this is the first ever vinyl reissue. of the 2005 debut album, which was the only album, featuring refugees, lovers, and autograph. So for those of you who do not know, this is what can we call it? Electrification of Suede. You remember when Echo and the Bunnymen had broken up, and the singer and the songwriter got together and made an album and decided to continue as Echo and the Bunnymen again. Well, this is the sort of the Suede equivalent, except one thing: they didn't get along this time either, and Suede did get back together, but not in this configuration. I'm a big fan of Suede. I did not see if they got any of the Suede stuff. There were 2 Suede records released this record store day, and they were I don't remember what one of them were, but I think one of them was the latest album, a demo, sort of a demo issue out of that, and so that wasn't really interesting. But before that, they released, among other things, Sci-Fi Lullabies on vinyl, and a subsequent B-sides album. So that's been really great for me because I love Suede. So there is the old hype sticker, and I keep my hype stickers, especially those from Record Store Day. Prices, they sort of up to, most of them start around $50 to be honest, and some of them are up to $80 this time around. But it in all fairness, it's more or less the same it's been for a while anyway. So there is the inner sleeve. So the tiers were, of course, Brett Anderson, Bernard Butler, who were the original guitarist for Suede on the... Well, it was for the first 2 albums, but I think did he leave the band before the second album was toured on? Something like that. Nathan Fisher on bass, and what does it say? Meiko Sakamoto on drums, and Will Foster on keyboards. Ooh, we got a nice clear bluish tear colored vinyl here on the tiers. So again, this I'm really happy about getting. I mean, I'm a big Suede and Bernard Butler fan, and I got a couple of Bernard Butler records for Record Store Day. I think one of my earliest Record Store Day records. Next up, we get to one of those that I had to have if they had it, and they release a live album each Record Store Day. Both the regular one and Black Friday. Now I don't remember. There's one I don't have, and it's the one from Brussels. This is Live at Newport, the Pixies. I'm a big Pixies fan. So this is a unique acoustic live concert from 2005, featuring the reunited lineup of Black Francis, Kim Deal, Joey Santiago, and David Lowering. Available for the first time ever on vinyl, exclusively for Record Store Day. 2 LP pressed on green LP and yellow LP. Featuring 21 of the biggest Pixies favorites, including Cactus, Sabba Culture, Is She Weird, Hey Karibo, and many more. Odd listing of titles, okay. So let's get this one out as well. Yeah, I've had the one from Brussels on, and I see it here and there on Discogs and stuff, but yeah, with the shipping it tends to be a little bit quite expensive. And speaking of quite expensive, this was $699, guys. Oof. Yeah, so I really need to cut back now. Christ. I mustn't forget to thank Thor. Because when I was in line, I was thinking, well, this isn't going well. And then I clenched my Mjolnir and said, oh, Thor, help me. And I guess he did. So there we are, without the old shrink wrap. And I love the consistency of the artwork that they're doing for these releases. And that's why that Brussels one with the the atomic structure from Brussels, which I didn't go and see when I was there. I always regretted that. So we have looking like this, very cool. Oh, that's quite the color. Here we go. And there's the other one. It's a very sort of a Mexican restaurant vibe I'm getting from those colors. And then this one was just outside my top 4, and I was like, well, if we get it here, I really want it. And I actually listened to my 29-year-old CD just a few days ago to remind myself, do I really want this on vinyl? And yes. And one of the reasons I didn't think we'd get it is because I think this is a UK release initially. So this is Extra Virgin by Olive. And, this was sort of that mid to late 90s era with these bands who were a little bit, atmospheric electronic music with, a little bit of this tapping dance beat rhythm in the background, a little bit Portishead like, maybe the nearest siblings were the Sneaker Pimps, if that's kind of tells you something. And what else? Gus from Iceland, and maybe not miles away from Massive Attack either. So yeah, this is a great album. I love this, and it reminds me of a great time. So 30th anniversary, but I think I bought it in Copenhagen when I was living there. So yeah, it might have been 96 or 97. This is not a gatefold, so there is your hype sticker. Without the old shrink wrap there. Might be the same story as Sneaker Pimps, might not, but I think they didn't last. They did release something more, but I wonder if the singers kept changing and something like that. I don't know. So anyway, there is the band at the time. You're not alone. Oh, great atmospheric album, this. So Olive were Ruth Ann, Tim Kelly, and Robin Taylor Firth. Very suitable color there. It looks like an olive oil bottle and an olive. There we go, guys. Next up is one of the records that I had on, on the side in case I didn't get anything else. But since I did find a record by Nicky Wire, I couldn't leave the record by James Dean Bradfield, The Great Western, behind. So this is a record that I actually have heard because I own the CD. And this is, of course, the singer and guitarist from Manic Street Preachers' debut solo album. A bit older than the other one. This is a 20th anniversary edition. Record Store Day exclusive on orange marbled vinyl. And this one, a single LP, is a gatefold. Is the hype sticker. I wonder if I featured this in a video where we were talking about CDs that we wanted to release on vinyl, so I guess I can, edit that one out. I love the old Columbia logo up in the corner there. Very retro. It's on Sony Music. Seems to be a bit of a Spiller's Records. It's in Cardiff, oldest record shop in the world. I've been there. I miss Wales. I want to go back there. Lyrics. Oh, very nice. Look at this old retro looking record. I love Blur, and whenever there's something from Blur for Record Store Day, I do try and grab it. Often it's some sort of remix, or it's been something else that I have managed to get on CD over the years, but I've been very happy to see them on vinyl. This one I've never owned on CD either. So this is a live album from Blur. I remembered I read that the import of this CD was one of the best sold import CDs in the UK. So this is live at the Budokan by Blur. And like I said, Blur, I try to grab anything by Blur I come across. I love them so much. They were my Britpop band. Although, when people ask back then, do you prefer Blur or do you prefer Oasis? Then I would be one of those difficult persons who would answer, I prefer Pulp. I bet that wasn't annoying. There is no hype sticker on this one, so I won't be showing you one. So there it is without the shrink wrap. Love the artwork here. Oh, very good. Here we go, guys. All tracks recorded live at the Budokan, Tokyo on the 8th of November 1995, except She's So High, recorded at the NHK Hall on 9th of November. Huh. Right. Yep. There you go. So a little bit of a retro, sort of 1960s airlines thing going on here. Catch Me If You Can kind of vibes. Ooh. Haha, now that's red. So the orange and red color scheme, that reminds me, is that what reminds me of the old airline called Braniff? I should remember because I have an old travel poster by that airline on my bedroom wall. And here we go. And again, beautiful red, land of the rising sun, kind of Japanese flag red. The country of the chrysanthemum throne, is that right? And finally, the reason I got up this morning. And like I said, all other records are subordinate to this one. And of course they had to have this because it's a Norwegian album. Yeah. This is Analog by Aha. And I'm so happy. All that money I spent, despite all the money I spent. So this is the 20th anniversary of Analog. It came out in 2006. And it has never been out on vinyl before. So first time on vinyl, Analog is on Analog. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous album by Aha. It's one of my, I think it's like my top, I think it's my top 3. The debut album is, funny enough, not in my top 3, but maybe because I listened. It's Scoundrel Days and Foot of the Mountain, and this one are my favorites. So what I was worried about is the fact that it's a Record Store Day exclusive. It's actually it was reissued yesterday on CD, not on vinyl, for like the general public, those non-VC types, and and I was surprised because they did reissue Foot of the Mountain, and that wasn't for Record Store Day. So, but yeah, I was worried because it was 2,500 copies worldwide, and since it was the first time on vinyl and a Record Store Day exclusive, I thought what I thought, and I'm so happy that I did get this, even though I spent what I could have bought a new washing machine for or something like that today. There it is without shrink wrap. I love the artwork as well. Now, and I'm, I get a little bit emotional in a way when it comes to Aha. They meant so much to us back in 1985 here in Norway when they broke through around the world and got to number 1 on the Billboard and all that, because we had never had. We'd always been in the shadow of Sweden when it came to popular music and all that, and this was finally our breakthrough. So when I heard that Morten, my namesake, announced last year that he now has Parkinson's, I don't think we'll get any more music from them, to be honest. Tracks are Salice, Don't Do Me Any Favors, Cozy Prisons, Analog, Birthright, Holy Ground, Over the Treetops, Halfway Through the Tour, A Fine Blue Line, Keeper of the Flame, Make It Soon, White Dwarf, and The Summers of Our Youth. The lyrics and the band. And a rare Record Store Day treat. Black vinyl, guys. So this will be the first record I play when I'm done talking to you guys. Oh, this video is going to be so long. And lyrics, and some more artwork. So guys, I want to thank you so much for if you've been watching this long. If you want to please click like, that helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, well, that makes me happy. And I want to say hello to my new subscribers lately. A few of you, more of you come on board. And it was so nice, this record store day being as a big success as it was. People were nice, and once they got in the store and everything, and people helped each other out. And I heard you were looking for an appointment, and the woman who helped me find this, because I was really I was almost turning around and getting out of the store, to be honest. Yeah, there's a couple of things that might trigger that going on. So anyway, guys, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you about your record store day, and looking forward to seeing the videos of other members of the vinyl community, of course, from various places. I'm hoping maybe next year, if I can afford it, if I go to record store day, maybe I'll go somewhere a little more exotic, or maybe I'll be back in Lesehesten or Lakris Pizza in Aalborg, in Denmark. That would have been really great. So guys, because when you guys got to know me in the vinyl community, was in one of the ways you got to know me was me visiting the record store day in Aalborg in Denmark. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. Bye.